Well, good evening, one and all, and welcome to Super League Raw Weekly. Steph's got his hat on, as you can see. Don't know what that's all about. I'm sure he'll explain it in a minute.
We bumped into New Brown. I didn't know if he was coming on the programme tonight.
Straight in with the gags. Good man. Right. Well, welcome along to Super League Raw Weekly. First of all, a big thank you to my old mate Greg and Steph for holding the fort at the final whistle this Sunday. Great debate. For once, I was a listener, and do you know what, gentlemen? Thoroughly enjoyed it. We do a fine job. So well done, spot on.
I enjoyed it myself, mate. Steph did a really good job of hosting it.
Yeah. Well, it's your turn in 2 weeks, so it's all ready. But yeah, lots to get through this evening. As you can see, Craig Rigby is with us. Craig is a Team Talk member here at Super League Raw and a Wigan Warriors fan. So we thought, you know what, we'd let him come on and bask in his own glory this evening, as the Wigan Warriors, of course, are the World Club champions. There you go, Craig. How are you feeling, my friend?
Elated. Even with everything that's happened, elated. Couldn't believe it. Still buzzing. We were treated on the Super League Raw WhatsApp group to Craig and his missus doing a little bit of share dancing on Sunday night. I think he'd had one too many vinos. Cheers, wife.
Happy days. No, spot on. Gentlemen, let's start there because, I mean, what an advertisement for the game of rugby league. Incredible game. I think in the main, yes, we could talk about the Wardle try. I think we're all in agreement. It was a double movement, but it's in the record books. It's one of those things. It's life. But I'd rather focus on the fact that it was played in the right spirit. Penrith had a couple of really bad decisions go against them, the ball steal and that Wardle one. But when you're seeing the likes of Nathan Cleary showing his class going around the pitch at the end and the way in which they took it with grace, unlike, dare I say, the journalists over in Australia who haven't took it as well as Penrith. But no, class at the Penrith Panthers, and we wish them well for the NRL season, don't we?
Not as well as the Broncos, but yeah. Yeah,
it's fated. Craig, yeah, go on. From your perspective, your team put you through the ringer, didn't they? It was a out-and-out job all night.
Yeah, look, from the minute the coverage started, I think the production of BBC and Sky both did a fantastic job. Wigan laid on an unbelievable entertainment of night, from the sticks being lit up to the entertainment that was played. The crowd was immense. I think overall it was a great advertisement for rugby league.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Agree 100% with you there, Craig. I think I said on Sunday night that it was a fantastic advertisement for the game. For me, Liam Moore had a decent game. He made two mistakes. His mistakes were that he didn't send both tries up as either tries or no tries because he couldn't see either of them, and the ball steal. I think other than that, he had a fairly decent game, I thought.
Reggie, just a quick mate. We're getting a bit of feedback, so if anybody's phone's on or anybody's got anything on, just turn that off because
I don't think it's me, but
we are getting some feedback. So just be mindful of that. That's better. Seems to be better. I can hear still hear something. But yeah, no, great, absolutely fantastic, Steph. From your perspective, I think I heard you talking on the final whistle about the goal, the sticks. Really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice surprise, that one. I thought it was a bit of genius that no one's ever thought of, and I don't know why. It was. I think everyone.
Craig, it's you. Sorry, Jeff. Craig, it's definitely you. There's something wrong your end. So.
Yeah, it's like something off Most Haunted with a little whispering voice in the background.
It is.
Not got Derek Okora there, have you?
Get a bit of feedback on your mic.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that's a bit better now. Don't know what you've done.
That better, yeah.
I think so. Oh no, I'm still getting feedback. Have you got any other devices on?
No, just my phone.
Okay.
Might be from that.
Okay, maybe. Seems to be getting better. Good. Sorry about this, folks. A few technical details. Tell you what I'm going to do, Craig. When you're not speaking, I'm going to put you on mute, mate. Right. Okay. There you go. That's better. Yeah. So, right. So, World Cup Championship, great for the sport. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, one and all. Bad news today. Really bad news to wake up to. Douwe van der Velde has passed away. Of course, well known in these parts. Huddersfield, Casford, the Warrington Wolves. Always bad to see one of our own depart us. Condolences to everybody who knew Darryl.
Yeah. The man responsible for bringing Alfie Langer to the Super League.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a man Alfie Langer was for the Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, that's
it seems
what
to be losing. Well, it seems to be losing quite a lot of people, don't we, at the moment?
Yeah, it's a generational thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of the older players, a lot of the older coaches now. Something's going to chat, Craig, that your phone might be near a microwave or
Callum's
or a speaker on your PC. So, but yeah,
we've also got a Facebook user saying if he's got a speaker on his PC, it could be that. So a couple of things there now.
It's technology in Wigan, isn't it?
Yeah,
Come on,
it is.
let's have it
Anyway,
he's in Grimsby.
We've sorted it out. Joel, wherever you are, mate, you're coming up as Facebook user. So can you switch to the other site? Let us know which one you're on because we need to sort this out. We had the same problem last week. Callum Calver, could you let us know, are you on the fans forum? Are you on the official Facebook page? Because you're coming through loud and clear. But yeah, we are losing quite a few, aren't we, at the minute?
Yeah. Like I say, it's it's a generation of players that seem to be leaving us at the minute.
Yeah.
There was the gentleman at Hull KR as well, wasn't there?
Yeah,
there was indeed. Yeah. There was indeed. Rob Crossland.
Yeah, sorry,
Rob Crossland.
Yeah.
It's like I say, there just seems to be so many that we're losing at the moment, and of course, we are a wider family. You need to be on the official Facebook page, says Dawn. So that's the official one, not the fans forum. Get over to the official Super League Raw page. Follow that one. Because we will be moving over to that one in the future. The fans forum may not be there, so everybody who's on the fans forum do need to come across. Les, look at this, international once again. Les is tuning in from Amsterdam. Go on, Les, lad. That's what we like to see. Right, okay. Just quickly coming back to the World Club Challenge. It's absolutely paramount now that we go to Vegas next year, isn't it, Craig?
100%. The game's got to go international now. We've done it in Oz, we've done it back in England. Why not take it to the next level now? Let's do it. We're trying to broadcast it everywhere in England. Let's go international. Why not? While the game's on the up, let's do it.
Spot on. And actually, we're fair here on Super League Raw. We promote other podcasts and other things that are going on. If you watch the news, you know that I take all of that from around the sport. Brilliant. For once, I have to say, the League Express one today with Rodri Jones, well worth a listen to. They do ask him about the NRL rumours and moving games like the NRL where they're not overlapping for next season. A lot of positive things come out of that conversation. Far too many for us to discuss tonight. So do yourself a favour over the next 48 hours, certainly not now. Have a watch at the League Express and get in there. Joel is back now, so I think Joel's switched across, which is great. Dawn Baker, she's in the house. Good to see Dawn. And Dawn and Greg Roach, thank you for your input on Sunday. Absolutely fantastic. It came across brilliantly on the podcast. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it was great. It was great, wasn't it? Absolutely great. Right, as you can tell, I've come on a bit, come in for my son's football. I'm a little bit all over the place. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, just so I can settle myself down a little bit. We're going to go and have a look at some beautiful tries. So here they come. And that is why it's the greatest game on earth. Oh, yes, here we go. Now we're in the groove. Let's get into Super League Raw Weekly properly. Right, let's go around the room dead quickly. Steph, it's the big debate of the week. Which was better, Ash Handley or John Bennison?
I'm going with Ash Handley, like I did last week. Yeah, I think he was an outstanding try.
Greg, Ash Handley, John Bennison.
Well, I would have gone for the cruise leaving, but I don't like the NFL. So just one for you there, Craig. No, Ash Handley for me. I think I mentioned on Sunday that they tried that in the grand final a couple of years ago, and our friend Mr. Moore pulled it back for a penalty, 2 leads. So
remember it. Me and you were filthy over that. If I remember on the night,
filthy
over it. But,
it's good to know. It's good to know when it's not a grand final against Saints that they're allowed to go through with it and score.
Oh, hey, the amount of pelters you're going to be getting in the chat. Greg's fishing. Greg's got the bait out. Here we go. And Craig, over to you. Ash Handley or John Bennison? Lehman. No.
I'm joking. So can someone have a word with that kid and tell him to stop scoring wildies? He's got his own wheel already.
Oh, he's got a great CV this season, hasn't he?
Incredible tries. Now, just for Craig's benefit and for everybody else's benefit, that's the end of Wigan. It's not an official round 2 game. So when we get to Team of the Week and all the rest of it, don't start shouting. It's not an official round 2 game. This is Super League Raw. We've included the Leeming try because, of course, it was very effective on the evening, but it's not an official round 2 game. We'll catch up later.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave. The Nene McDonald try was a good one as well.
The Bevan French was the best non-try before we just end on Wigan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat on that. Filthy over the Bevan French one, which is interesting. But yeah, you're spot on with regards to that. What's all that? Oh, I hope Kev Worrell is in the chat. He's giving us small contributions for what we do. Thank you very much, Kev. Really appreciate your support as always. Don't forget to join the membership, Kev. Don't forget to join the membership. Anyway, on the token of where are we going to go now? I'll tell you what we'll do. I want to just quickly talk about this, if you will. Super League on BBC 3 and the iPlayer. I have to say, boys, this one upset me this week.
Yeah, it was a bit of a out of the blue one, this, wasn't it? Because I think we were sold the dream of BBC 2 at the very least every week. And then to have that one dropped on as a bit of a bombshell, I think it was a bit of a damp squib, really, isn't it? And I think we've already commented on the difference between Channel 4 coverage and BBC. And I think this is just another peg down again for what was, hopefully going to be getting Rugby League on terrestrial TV again.
Yeah, I think only one of the next 5 fixtures are on BBC 2, which is unbelievable. Craig, come to you. I'll go around the screen from where I'm seeing it. What's your thoughts?
That's why they brought out Sky Plus. Super League Plus, I guess. For this reason, they probably knew it was going to happen. So they brought it out early, knowing that Sky played all 15 first rounds, and they probably brought it out knowing this would happen. A little bit of warning would have been nice, but again, it's horrible and no notice.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It really isn't. Greg, I can imagine you're not too impressed either.
I echo the disappointment. Like we said last week, if it had had a bit of the pizzazz of the Channel 4 coverage, maybe we could have forgiven them a little bit, and maybe that would have brought more viewers in to watch it on BBC 3. Yeah, I think it's something we're going to have to accept, unfortunately.
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed, though, now is that our friend Mike Bushell does mention the Super League on a Friday and a Saturday morning on BBC Sport. It's that was last week anyway. So, it has. He's actually realised there is a sport called Rugby League out there, Mr. Bushell.
Happy days.
He's actually talking about it now. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, look, at the end of the day, that's right, folks. We try and sell the game of rugby. We're trying not to be. I just had to throw that in. That really did upset me a little bit. So to lift the mood a little bit, this one is coming to you now. A free competition announcement this evening. Here we go. Get ready for this. We are going to put it on our Facebook page a little bit later on. Completely free competition for everybody to enter. These are the stipulations. You need to get yourself onto the official Super League Raw page on Facebook. That's the first task. The second task, right now, you need to be sharing this on whatever platform you're on. and you need to share the Super League Raw official page on your page, wherever that is. Share it with your friends and all the rest of it. Like I say, free competition, only little things that you need to do. The third thing that you need to do, you need to go over to YouTube and you need to become a subscriber on our YouTube channel. So those are the things you need to do. You need to make sure you're following the official page. You need to share it with all your friends. You need to share the competition as well when that comes on and when the post for that comes on. And you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. What we will do next week is we will do a random draw. We'll do the L circle. We'll get all your names in there. All members are automatically involved. We still want you to go and subscribe to those channels, but you're automatically involved in this because you're a member as per the stipulations of your membership. So don't worry about that. And here we go. Okay. We will announce the winner next week. Free competition. You could be getting yourselves 25 quid to spend in your club shop. That's right. We're going to send you gift vouchers for your club shop up to the value of 25 quid, whoever wins that. More details on that will come on our Facebook page a little bit later. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube. You go to the official Super League Raw page. You follow that one. You share that page and you share the competition post with all of your friends. All of you are going to be in a draw. 25 quid for just pressing a few buttons. Laughing. That's what we're talking about. And because Super League Raw wants to develop and promote the game of rugby league and the financial stability of the club, yes, it's a £25 gift voucher to be spent at the clubs. That's what Super League Raw is all about. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one. Free competition for all. Not bad for nothing, is it, boys?
No, I've got my eye on a new shirt in the club shop, so that'll come in nicely.
Are we not exempt? I think we should be exempt from that.
Well, possibly, yeah.
Think for yourself, Steph.
Yeah. Right, so more good news, of course. Here we go. Let's get into this. The Fantasy League, as everybody knows, is up and it's running. 2 prizes up for grabs on this one, of course. The members, well, they're playing for a season ticket in 2025. There is still chance for you to become a Super League Raw member. The cut-off is going to be the 1st of March. Make sure you become a member. 18 fan members get a team. 6 again members get 2 teams and 3 teams for team talk members. You could be the winner of a season ticket in 2025. Right, who's currently winning? Boys, what a performance from Steve Morley this week. Steve, 704 points in the Fantasy League. Head and shoulders the highest score. Congratulations to him. In terms of who's winning, as you can see there, Darren Chadwick, a Warrington Wolves fan, he's leading the league at this moment in time. He's in pole position for a non-members free prize of a replica shirt for 2025. But as for the membership, well, Ryan Birch is now an official Super League Raw member, and there he is yet again. He has got a little finger on a season ticket for 2025 as Ryan. He's doing it again. We need to make sure that we give him some competition this year. But there you go. That's the Super League Raw and the Super League Raw Fantasy League. Become a member after the show tonight at our Patreon website. Any support is good support. 40 hours a week he's put into these productions for you guys. £2.99 a month. I think we're worth that. Please, at the very least, get over there, have a look at the membership. Other benefits for you to enjoy as well. That's the last plug that we're giving to that this evening. But well done to all 3. Steve Morley, Darren Chadwick, Ryan Birch. Great performance, and we will keep an eye on that as we go through the season. And for those of you who wants to see that 700 team, there it is. But in the spirit of friendship, go and have a look yourself. We'll turn it off. There you go. So happy days. All good stuff. Loads of competitions, more competitions coming your way this year. So keep your eyes peeled for them. Right. Quick whistle stop tour. Let's just confirm the round 2 results. OKR 22, the Leeds Rhinos 12, Broncos 0, Dragons 34, the Wolves 36, Hull FC 10, Giants 0, Saints 28, Warriors 16, Panthers 12, and the Red Devils 26, the Tigers 22. Like I say, you covered all of this, boys, pretty well on the final whistle. So just a couple of high-level ones, really, that I wanted to discuss on this. We have to discuss what went on at Warrington Wolves. I think everybody would expect that. The Rugby Football League has come out and they have amended head-on-head contact as a consequence of New Brown's head clash with Ben Curry. That was a pretty dark day for the sport on Friday night. They had to act. They have acted. However, for me, then they go and compound it by banning Liam Sutcliffe for 2 games for having a little touch of the ref. It's just, it's just like give me one hand and take with another, but that's another story, isn't it? Greg, he had to be let off, didn't he?
Oh, it was never a sending off in a million years. Never. Yeah. And I think you said to me after the game, you were in the North Stand. and you heard the groan from the south stand.
And the north stand was groaning as well.
Yeah, but, I think I don't even know how it entered the head that could be a red card, that was done deliberately. And I think Ben Curry summed it up. When Ben Curry was being patched up, he said he was absolutely stunned to be told that Brown had been given a red card.
Yeah.
I think we have to let referees use their common sense.
Yeah.
On this
Well,
one
that
now.
was
We're
in
all
the narrative, wasn't it?
Pardon?
It was in the narrative, wasn't it, that they said that, that refs do need to use their discretion.
Yeah. And like you say, the ban on the referee, I remember Ben Curry getting banned for a couple of games for tapping the ref on the shoulder and asking him a question a few seasons ago. Yeah, I've seen it. And I saw the ref go down in the actual game, but didn't see what had happened. Is that deliberate? I don't know. It's a bit harsh.
I thought so. We'll go to our resident pie-eater in the panel. No offence there, Craig. What did you make of it?
It was never a red card. Obviously, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. But I think we're going to be in for a long season of chopping and changing. I think we're going to see a lot of rules going up and down and changing. And the players seem to be coming together and taking a bit of a stand. Where that goes, who knows? But good on them. Save our game, sort of thing. But also respecting the referees and their decisions. And it's not always them; it's the TMOs as well. And it's not them; it's above them as well. We're just in a hard place where we don't know what's going on. The rules are changing all the time. We need some clarity. What's going on and what are the rules? It's just a bit all over the place. And I think the changing every week is not helping.
Yeah,
spot on. And Steph, come to you. Big meeting tomorrow with the managers, the coaches, the players by the Rugby Football League. Greg's always talking about common sense. Steph, it's vitally important that tomorrow night some really good news comes out of that meeting and we get some sort of common sense approach going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, for me though, it's why are we doing it 2 weeks into the season? I mean, they said they consulted the players. They obviously haven't. So that was a load of rubbish that's come out of them beforehand. So why leave it till now? I mean, it's great that it's going to happen. It needs to happen. It's common sense has prevailed, but I do feel sorry for the referees because of the what's at stake really. What they're putting on the referees in terms of potential Alzheimer's and insurance claims and stuff like that. Those referees must be scared to death if they don't make that decision. So I think that's we ref bashing. It's part of the sport, isn't it? It's going to go on for forever, kind of thing. But I think the referees need to be cut a bit of slack because it has, like Craig said, it's come from above them, and they're scared to death to make these decisions. They're only doing what they're thinking is the right call. It was the wrong call. Robert Hicks came out the other day on the program I was listening to saying it was the wrong call. They know it was.
Well, hang on, I've got to put in there, but John Wells, having said it was an accident to begin with, then starts to try and justify it on commentary. What's all that about?
Yeah, it's one of those though, isn't it? I think they want to say the right thing, and be seen to be saying the right thing as well. And it comes down to being scared of what your actual opinion is on this matter. But like I said, my only disappointment is they obviously didn't consult the players on it properly, and now they are going to do, which is hopefully going to rectify the situation. And hopefully we'll see a bit of common sense with the Tom Amone one, which was very, very similar without cutting his head to the new Brown one. So we'll see on the disciplinary tonight whether that gets any difference made.
Well, Ste Carroll is one of our members. He's in the chat there. The problem with video refs is the video refs let the on-field ref run the game. Well, I think those days are past, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. Kev Worrell, he's getting involved as well. It's getting out of control. The referees seem to be sending nearly every decision upstairs, and I think I've got sympathy with that. Once it goes upstairs, then for me it should be in the hands of the video ref. And no, Greg, you always say try and untry, ridiculous.
Get rid of it.
But on the topic of this, right, we've seen how the game should be played, that World Club Championship. Absolutely outstanding. Can I also say as well that the Huddersfield Saints game was a great game. I mean, that had loads in the first half, and that was really well officiated as well. So it shows it can be done. There was that was a really good, tough game of rugby league, especially the first half. I want to talk about Saints, Greg. I'll let you talk a little bit about the Saints game in terms of how good were they. I mean, two things actually, Catalan and Saints. Catalan, for me, yes, they were playing London. Nick Arima looks a player. And in terms of Saints, 3 two definite worldies, but all three of those tries in the second half from Saints, just a joy to behold, weren't they?
I felt sorry for Huddersfield. They caught Saints on a day when they were red hot.
Yeah,
I thought Huddersfield put up quite a good battle in the first half, but Saints just did what Saints did. They were patient. They bided the time, and then bang, bang, bang. They just took the game away from Huddersfield. And like you say, well officiated. A real good game. A good game to watch. Just going back to kind of what you were saying briefly before. We played the World Club Challenge under international rules.
Yeah.
So again, as Steph was saying, you have to feel sorry for referees in that respect.
Yeah.
What other sport, apart from maybe cricket to a certain degree, do you have NRL rules, Super League rules, and then international rules? That is something else that has got to stop. There has to be one code followed by Australia, New Zealand, around the world where rugby league is played. They have to sit down and they have to come up with one set of rules.
The answer to that, Reggie, it's a very simple one. NRL by Super League, and we all play by those rules.
Well, that was kiboshed a little bit by Rodri Jones. Kiboshed that a little bit on the League Express podcast today, but we'll have to wait and see. On the screen there for our podcast listeners, calling Giant fans, Wigan selling tickets for £5 for this weekend's game. Get yourself down to the DW for that. Well done, Wigan. Great to see. And also, well done, Warrington. Warrington, I saw Gary Chambers and Eddie Hemmings on the Warrington feed. They're doing free blood tests for prostate cancer, which, again, is a fantastic initiative. Yeah. Well done, Warrington, for that. Craig, from your perspective, the old enemy St. Helens, you've got to have been impressed with him against Huddersfield, mate.
Yeah, before I say that, Huddersfield fans is £5 for you as well. So let's have a big turnout from the Huddersfield fans. It's £5 for you. If you've already bought a ticket, Wigan will refund you. So make sure you bring the $50 and take your £10 back. The enemy, I don't want to say it. It was just a complete professional performance. There was handling errors were next to none. They did everything right in that game to win a game. And I feel Huddersfield, same as everybody. I want them to do well. They did great in that first half, but the professionalism of Saints, and I'm worried as a Wigan fan this year that we're overlooking them, or everyone's saying we're overlooking them, because they look complete and they're doing everything right, and they're only going to get better. So they're in round 2, and they're going to get better every other week, and I'm worried a little bit.
Yeah, I think probably rightly so. Steph, I mean, Darryl Clark, Matt Whitley, they've just settled in brilliantly well, haven't they?
Yeah, I said it on the podcast. Whitley, he's an outstanding player anyway, and I think we all eyed him up as being one of the potential signings of the season beforehand, kind of thing. But I think the most impressive thing for me from Saints was the defence and the discipline. We know Saints can score worldy tries. We know they've got players capable of doing that all day, but I think the commitment in discipline and defence was outstanding, and it kind of nullified Huddersfield in that respect. So fair play to him for that.
No, absolutely right, Reggie. This one's for you, mate. I think.
All right, go on then.
Hey, don't be shy, mate. Don't be shy. It's all good. Something that you said last week, and I think we all were discussing it last week. A little bit of play acting coming into the league. I'm pleased to say that the reason I'm a little bit is because I've been up against it today, because I had a lovely 2 hours with Mike McMeekin. Mike McMeekin is the new In Conversation. That's going to be coming very soon. The membership, get ready. Your link is coming this week. It won't be going out until next week to non-members, but you will be getting the Mike McMeekin in Conversation, dropping into your inboxes in the next couple of days. Here's a little snippet, and we'll have a chat about it in a minute.
That's just the way the game's gone in this first few rounds. It's like players are staying down on the floor sometimes. I think so. I feel like I've seen someone told me that Ben Curry or something was getting stick. I was like, well, I don't think he was staying down, was he? I think he was trying to stay up, but then
Yeah.
you watch it back, he weren't staying down. He had a cut on his head, like he weren't.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know Ben, and I know he wouldn't have stayed down to try and milk someone getting red carded.
That's a really interesting point now that you've mentioned there. So I'm going to just ask it you straight.
Yeah.
You're right. We have seen play acting brought in. We're seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to cut as a pro. We don't. I don't want to see that in rugby league. We're not football. No. We're not play actors. If one of your teammates behaved in that way, what would Mike McMeekin have to say in the dressing room?
Don't do it again. Like, it's not something that you want to see.
And that's what we need, isn't it? To cut it out, we need.
I don't like to see it. If you're injured, stay down. Like, and I think what they're bringing in, from what we've been told, is there's going to be an independent doctor now at games, so they're going to watch it. And if you stay down, then off you come. So if you want to try and milk a penalty, then you can come off. But for me personally, I've always just been, even if you are injured, I always try and get up. Like, this is what I do. Like, I don't want to see. I don't want to watch it a game where someone's staying down. Like, I think we had a few like where players are staying down. It's like, no, come on, let's get up. Like, the game's already stop-start. We don't want to be stop-start already, unless you are majorly injured, and then 100%, I agree, just stay down. But
there it is, the Mike McMeekin interview. That's coming very soon. He didn't hold back there. We do need the players to police themselves. Mike's saying there, if one of my teammates do that, I'm chatting to him in the dressing room after. What are you doing? And that's the only way we're going to keep play acting out the game, is by not condoning it by your own teammates, isn't it, Greg?
Oh, exactly. I'm glad he said that, because some of his teammates have come in for some criticism from certain pundits. I think you pointed out to me, and I've watched it since, a Catalan player actually screaming in the game this weekend.
That was a game.
Like a footballer would scream. I'm glad. I mean, I tell you what, it's a brave fellow who's hit Mike.
It was a Warrington game. We didn't know where it was. We've just had, sorry, Steph, bad news for you. Tom Amone will be missing for the Saints game. That has been confirmed by Tony Pennington. Thank you, Tony, for letting us know. Be interested to know how the Sutcliffe one has gone as well. Also, Latelli, if you could let us know, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Surprise.
Ricky Lutelli's free to play, apparently.
Yeah, there you go, Tony. Yeah, it's there. Ricky Latelli in the chat, free to play. Well done. Fantastic.
Take with one hand, give it with the other. Not Bandasiata.
Amone is going to be a big loss, though, against the Saints.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's going to be a huge loss. It looked like McMeekin's been having a chat with New Brown, doesn't it?
It was the Warrington game by all accounts.
Yeah.
Sadly's only got 3 matches.
Yeah.
Tony's on fire.
Yeah. So he's been given an extra match. Oh, no, he still had 3 matches. It's 3-match ban anyway, so they haven't given him an extra one in that case, if that's the case. Yeah.
But we don't.
Right, hang on. Here comes the best laugh of the night.
Go on.
Karsten, what's that about? Any thoughts about Real Players Union? Behave yourself, son. What you doing? Real players? They stand on the touchline throwing balls in like the NFL for half the game, mate. What are you on about? Oh, dear me. Shocker. That's the worst comment we've had since
the
show.
Isn't that a ban, that? He should be getting 3 matches for that.
Should be evicted.
Now we're talking suspensions.
I'm going to jump to his defence here. Is he on about a players' union?
Oh, could be. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll let him off. Yes, you're probably right. Karsten, stay, Karsten. Thank you, Greg. Stay, Karsten.
The match review panel have overturned your ban.
Yeah, look, now I've got a yellow card. So anyway, all's fair in love and war, isn't it, my friend?
If that's what Karsten's on about, a union does exist.
Needs to happen.
But I think we need a real, a proper union which it seems they haven't got much of a voice at this moment in time. So hopefully, Karsten, you'll confirm that that's what you meant. And if you did mean that, I think the players do need a stronger voice.
Craig, coming back to you, you've got to be happy with what Mike McMeekin said there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But just touching back on the tackles and the players play acting, no one's talking about the personal tackle. Why? Because everyone just got on with the game and played on. The referee overlooked it. That was a dump tackle, probably worse than Harry Smith's. I'm not because I'm a Wigan fan, not saying this to doubt, I mean, have a go at the Saints fans. Great, the game moves on. We get over these things. Players not injured, gets up and carries on. This is what we want in rugby. So I think some of the players' play acting is ruining the game just as much as the high tackles and the refs' calls. So, you know, it's a 50-50 blame game here we're playing with. I know I'm in dark territory talking about this, but that's just been overlooked and no one's even talking about it.
Well, I think the answer to that is then they should be getting banned for play acting.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, and what was refreshing about Mike McMeekin there is you cannot hold a referee culpable for play acting. And Mike McMeekin, as one of the leadership group of Catalans, the same in every club, there's a leadership group. They need to be having a word with each other, saying, "Look, you know, this is just unacceptable. This is not what rugby league is all about." And the players, for me, have a responsibility to keep rugby league a pure game when it comes to that type of thing.
Absolutely.
All of us agree, I think.
Yeah. Carsten's agreed. That's what he did mean at Union. So I'm on your side, Carsten.
Come back, Carsten. All is well, my friend.
A greater Swiss sail in the post, Carsten.
Absolutely true. Right, and then I think the only other thing, I mean, you know, that really, I thought the Sunday game was a really good game. And I have to say to you, we've got quite a lot of Castleford Tigers fans who watch the show. Very competitive against Wigan before Liam Watts got sent off, and they just did not go away on Sunday. You know, the interception from Luke Cooley was vitally important because I think Salford could have gone away.
The game, yeah.
But twice they managed to claw the way back. Some really nice tries, and I love the run around for that, mate. Greg, me and you love a run around, mate.
I love a good run around.
And try thing of absolute poetry.
Yes, it was. And that, you know what, I was about to say. That was my second favourite game of the weekend.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Because I didn't, no disrespect to Salford or Castleford, I didn't expect it.
No,
I didn't expect, and it was just a good game. And Castleford could have won it, perhaps should have won it, because you know they had the chances towards the end. But yeah, that after the World Club Challenge, that was my second favourite game of the weekend. I've got to admit.
Good man. And Craig, I'm just going to say two words to you, Mark Sneed.
Yeah, for where it's Mark Sneed, Cass could have gone on and won that game. I think he was the game changer all day long.
And you know what I loved as well, Steph? The two hookers tries, Burroughs and Liam Horns. Beautiful. Little tries.
Yeah, it's great to see him sneaking over there and burrowing away. And did you hear the news on the good news for the ref as well in that game?
Go on.
He's got a job at Manchester Airport. It was like,
there was planes landing on the M6 there.
Yeah, that's it. Barton Airport's next door, so there was so many trying to land there. It was unbelievable.
That was like Marcus Griffiths and Halliwell Jones on Friday. He put two table tennis bats in his hand. He'd been bringing planes in.
That's it.
And do you know what as well? I'm just going to close round two by saying this. I think Craig Lingard and Mr. Eccles are great additions, talk a lot of sense. I think the press conferences are really well thought through. You know, great additions. I wish both of those two men well. I think Eccles will get a lot of friends this year in Super League. I think the way he's conducting himself is outstanding.
Dave. He's like, I know Mike personally. I played rugby with him. He's a cracking guy. And I've watched his after-match press conferences, and it doesn't surprise me because I know what he's like. He's a superb guy, and I think there's him, there's Lingard, and also Sam Burgess as well, who spoke absolutely brilliantly. You know, after games, and it's quite refreshing to hear the coaches be like that. So I think they do deserve big plaudits, and also taking accountability as well, which
absolutely.
I think is well done.
And Noah Faluma, he's here as well. And it's a great point Chris Young mentions there in the chat. Him, McDonald, Lafay. I mean, you know, Ryan Briley's going to need a step ladder to see over that lot. I mean, absolutely incredible stuff.
I've got a mate from him.
Right. What we're going to do now, gentlemen, is we're going to look at the top performers from round number 2. Here they come. Here are your top performers for round number 2. And with 2 tries each, the top try scorers were Tarek Sims and Theo Farge of the Catalan Dragons and Sam Stone of the Salford Red Devils. The top try assisters in round number 2, 3 for Mark Sneed and 2 for Brodie Croft. 2 of these assists absolutely superb. The Sneed one for McDonald and the Croft one for Hanley. The Top meter makers in round 2. Well, it was our Shanley of Leeds Rhinos with 191, followed by Paul Vaughan with 182, 177 for Essen Masters, and Chris Satai 172 for the Catalan Dragons. The top tackle busters in round number 2 with 7 each were Jaden Nikarima of the Catalan Dragons, Joe Westerman of Castleford Tigers, Josh Fulis of the Warrington Wolves, and Sam Wood of the Castleford Tigers. With 2 clean breaks, these were your top clean breakers for round number 2. From the Warrington Wolves, Toby King and Manny Ashton, Theo Farge of Catalan Dragons, Jack Wellesby of St Helens, and Sam Stone of Salford Red Devils. With 5 offloads each, the most offloads in round number 2 went to Nene McDonald of the Salford Red Devils, Nixon Putt of the Castleford Tigers, and Curtis Simonen of St Helens. The top hard meter makers, you need to be a prop second row loose forward in this category, and yet again it's Paul Vaughan with 182 for the Warrington Wolves, followed by Chris Satai of the Catalan Dragons with 172, Curtis Simonen got 132, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon with 123. 3 of the top tacklers from round number 2 all came from the London Broncos. 58 for Dean Paratta, that's 2 weeks in a row for Dean. With 53 was Jordan Lane, 50 for Andy Ackers of the Leeds Rhinos, and then Will Lavelle and Rob Butler, 47 for Lavelle and 46 for Rob Butler. And finally, the top goal kickers in round number 2, 6 for Josh Fulis of the Warrington Wolves, 5 for Mark Sneed of Salford Red Devils, 5 for Arthur Moore of the Catalan Dragons, and 5 for Jez Litton, the new kicker of Hull KR. Ladies and gentlemen, they were your top performers of round number 2. See so many clubs there represented. I don't know about you boys, but whoever took that picture of Nixon Putt, I bet you they had a moment, because that's some stare, isn't it?
So you won't mess with him, would you?
You wouldn't mess with our Nixon, would you?
Maybe that's what turned Mike McMeekin's eye.
Yeah,
He puts a few people off, definitely.
Yeah, he got a black eye just by being looked at. Yeah, absolutely.
Bound to strike fear with a name like Nixon, isn't he?
Oh, listen to that. Incredible. But no, great to see so many teams there represented in that list there. Right, okay, boys, let's take a look at where we left the Super League after round number 2. Here is the league table. Saints, look at that straight away. 2 wins from 2, a 64-point difference after 2 rounds. But, look at Catalan there. 2 wins, 40-point difference for them. The Robins have got off to a great start. The Warriors, even though they've only played 1, remain in 4th. Then it's the Wolves in 5th, and the Red Devils take that final playoff spot. At the bottom there, Hull FC and the London Broncos. And, of course, that's a game that's coming up, and we're going to be discussing that in a few moments' time, as you would expect. Right, okay, let's now take a look at how the Prediction League went last week, and this is it. Joel Scholes continues an impressive run of form. He remains there, 40 points for Joel. Then it's Gary Schofield on 38. Steph and the fans form hold 36 points. Then it's myself on 33 and Greg on 31. Just 9 points separating us this early in the season. Right, before we look ahead to round number 3, gentlemen, we'll have a bit of fun. The scoring, the man of the matches for each game. Hull KR, Leeds, Rhinos, here we go. No surprises. Everybody is in agreement that Jez Litton was the man of the match. Everybody's nodding. No issues there. Right, Super League Raw. We gave 2 points to Jai Whitbread. So too did the Man of Steel. The Albert Goldthorpe, Tyrone May. We move on. In the 1 point category, the Super League Raw, Brodie Croft, and the reason for that, massive improvement week on week from Crofty. 2 great assists, and if you look at his stats, a real improvement week on week. Man of Steel went for Minchella, no issue with that at all, and the Albert Goldthorpe went with 1 for Andy Ackers. Everybody comfortable with that, Craig?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no issues with that, Reggie.
Yeah, I think Ryan Hall had a decent game as well. I think. So
I think somebody just put in the chat that he got man of the match of the game.
Yeah, he played.
Ryan Hall did.
Yeah,
outstanding. And there you can see Mr. Joel Scholes enjoying himself, getting my son. He's absolutely delighted with.
We're coming for you. Don't worry,
which is good. I tell you what, Dawn's quiet tonight. Very quiet. Come on, Dawn, get in.
She's on the Malibu and Coke.
Yeah, she's obviously lost her voice since Sunday. Right, we now go to the Warrington Wolves. No surprises. Everybody in agreement. Paul Vaughan, man of the match. That 20-meter run.
I'm surprised he didn't get a 4-match ban for that.
Oh, mate, I don't know about you, but he was almost carrying half the team on his back by the time he'd finished. He was absolutely outstanding. Right, Super League Raw and the Albert Goldthorpe both going 2 for Lachlan Fitzgibbon.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, Danny Walker. Greg has Warrington fans. I didn't see that, did you?
No, Fitzgibbon was superb throughout the game.
Yeah, it's a bit
Absolutely superb.
I was really impressed with Fitzgibbon. I thought he had a really good game.
Yeah, it was a bit flat the first week. I thought this week he was superb.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of the 1 points, I want to come to you, Craig. In terms of the 1 points, the Albert Goldthorpe gave 1 point to Sam Powell, and of the 2 hookers for Warrington, Powell was the better player.
Well, second half, Sam Powell, before the yellow card, unbelievable. Commanded, come in, controlled the game. He's everything you signed him for. Like, unbelievable. What a signing. And I know I'm sad to see him go, but you're only going to profit from it. And he showed that. And the weeks go on, he's only going to get better.
Fair play to you. Fair play to you. In terms of the 1 pointers, Super League Raw, 1 for Leon Hayes. In the same spirit, Leon Hayes, for me, for his age, really, really good kicking game. Some of those kicks into the in-goal area that stood up, that allowed us to get the dropouts for Hull FC. Quite frankly, you've got Drinkwater on one side, Hayes on the other, and Hayes shone, Greg.
Well, I thought Leon Hayes was absolutely grew into the game. At least Drinkwater doesn't bother the kit man. He doesn't have to put it in the washing machine. So, I think that's what he brings to the team.
And coming to you very soon in conversation with Josh Ringwald. Anyway, oh dear me, yeah, we've got no chance of getting Josh on after that, have we?
I'm only Joshing.
Dawn Baker, one of her favourites, was Sam. Ste Carroll saying that Sam Powell is almost captain material, and I think Craig is spot on. That's exactly what he was brought in to do. Fitzgibbon got the 1 point on Man of Steel, no issues there. Right, we go to London Catalan. Here's an interesting one. Super League Raw, we gave 3 points to Jordan Abdul. Again, just Man of Steel and the Albert Goldthorpe, they went for Theo Farges for 3 points.
He scored 2 tries, didn't he?
Yeah.
No,
and they're good tries. They were good tries, to be fair. The 2 points, we went 2 for Farge. Man of Steel, Abdul got the 2. Here's one for you. It's back again. Albert Goldthorpe, get ready. Ulrich de Costa.
They like his name.
It's not even continental, I think.
It's probably the only name they can spell and pronounce.
Beggars belief, it does. And then 1 point, we went 1 for Ashton Sims. Garcia, Man of Steel, no issue with that. And Arthur Morg getting 1. Wasn't really one of Morg's better games for me.
It was quiet. It was very quiet, Arthur Morg.
That was a game where you thought he would rip him to pieces as well, isn't it? But
I thought Nick Kareem had a better game than this one.
Yeah.
Craig, just we talk about this, of course, as a new voice on the show, and just to let you know, Kev Wall is delighted that we have a new voice on the show. I don't know if you know Kev, but anyway, £10 in the post. But yeah, we speak a lot on Super League Raw that some of these man of the matches, it's too easy to give them to the flair players. We try and look from 1 to 13. When you hear some of these Ulrich de Costas getting 2 on a pitch where Farge, Abdul, Sims, Nicarima, to name but 4, what do you make of that, mate?
I preferred it back in the day where it was a fans vote. Sorry, when everyone voted, as watching what they thought was, what they could see what was going on in the game. Like for me, I thought Abdul was man of the match just for watching it. I thought he had an outstanding game. For me, he was my man of the match. Although it didn't go that way, I think the fan vote should be the vote that matters. And I think on the days where they were like, you got involved on the Sky remote, got involved, like pressing the red button, voting for the player. They were amazing.
But because every game's televised now, there's no reason why they couldn't do that. I think it's a brilliant show, that, Craig. Get it, and that should be maybe counting towards it more than anything. But just on the London game, I thought going back to the fullback, Ollie Leyland, I thought was the best fullback on the pitch. So,
well, again, watching conversation, my friend, because Mike McMeekin spoke about how he found London this week. It's a really, really interesting look at from a player's perspective where he thinks London are at, and Ollie Leyland was one of the players that he spoke about in dispatches. So make sure you look out for that little link in your inbox, my friend. Right,
just on that point, Dave. Just on that point. I found myself agreeing with John Wilkin after the Warrington game, which was a strange experience. But then he let himself down again because at the Saints game, he was asked to give his man of the match, and he said, Delaney's had a great game. He's done this, he's done that, and the other. But I'm going to take the easy option and give it to Jack Wellesby. No. if a player deserves player of the match, give it to that player.
He did that with a decision as well, didn't he? He said it's not my place to say about a decision kind of thing, and it's like that's exactly your job. That's exactly what you paid to do.
Well, let's go into the scoring for that game happily, because that is the next game. Super League Raw, Man of Steel, both going with Jack Welsby. For me, Welsby was exceptional yet again. Here we go. Albert Goldthorpe, news just in. Alex Walmsley.
Big Alex Walmsley.
He did just over 70 metres in this game, Alex Walmsley. He wasn't even the best forward on the pitch, and yet he walked off with three points, which I think is a personal disgrace. Delaney was better, Knowles was better, Sirenan was better, Welsby was better, Makinson was better. Have I made my point? I think I have. Right, let's move.
That's half of what he normally does.
Well, it is. And look, we love Big Al. We love Big Al. But even Saints fans who are watching tonight will tell you Alex Walmsley was not 3 points against Huddersfield. There was a list of players before Alex Walmsley. Right, we then go to 2 points. We went for Daz Clark, another assured performance from Clarkey. Man of Steel went 2 for Morgan Knowles, and the Albert Goldthorpe gave 2 for Welsby. And then finally, 1 point. We went, get ready, Greg, here it comes, here it is. 1 for Morgan Knowles. Way! Morgan, lad. At long last, we've given
Man of Steel now.
Go on, lad. Hey, we call it straight.
He deserved it as well. Knowles was that was one of his best games I've seen for a long time.
100%. 100%. And you know what, Man of Steel, I have to say, Sirenan. It was between Knowles and Sirenan for me getting our point, but with the amount of stick we've given Morgan Knowles over the years, I couldn't not. And actually, he was brilliant.
He did play well. Like Steph said, that's the best I've seen Morgan Knowles play for. And maybe now that all the games are on, we might just see what Knowles brings week in, week out, which is another great thing about every game being on TV.
Absolutely. And Dawn there in the chat, I think they have a lower, I think that should be a fair with certain players in certain clubs. It's sad, but it's predictable. Dawn, there's nothing predictable about the Albert Goldthorpe. We're coming to that for the 1 point in a minute. Because here we go. News just in. Albert Goldthorpe, 1 point goes to Lewis Dodd. Craig, what's your thoughts on that? Lewis Dodd, 1 point in the Albert Goldthorpe.
He packed it, didn't he? That was it. So
just simply no. That's it.
It was nice
silence. It's stunned into silence.
Madison's try, but that's about it.
I know, unbelievable. Right, Salford, Castleford. Here we go. Interesting. Ourselves and the Man of Steel both going with Sneed. Brilliant. Albert Goldthorpe decided McDonald for his try, and actually his all-round game was good.
Played well.
I'm going to forgive him. They did give Sneed 2 points. We went 2 points McDonald. Man of Steel went 2 points McDonald. Now we get into the 1 point. And again, Albert Goldthorpe for me, well done. I think you got this one bang on because we went the same way. Sam Stone on the left edge. Yeah. That lad.
He had a real good game.
He's fastly becoming a real top draw second row in Super League for me, Sam Stone. But here we go, Man of Steel. And again, Man of Steel. I sort of get this as well. They went Joe Westerman for Castleford. I sort of get that as well.
Solid. It was a solid performance from Westerman.
It was. So that's how it all went. So, guys, there's only one way to finish round 2, isn't there, Greg? There's only one way. It's Greg's favourite time of the week. It's back again. Here we go. The Super League Raw Team of the Week for your viewing pleasure. Here it comes. Super League Raw Team of the Week is proudly sponsored by the Good Estate Agent. Join the Rugby League community in trusting Stefan and his team when you are buying, letting or selling property. It's the Super League Raw Team of the Week for round number 2 in association with the Good Estate Agent for 2024. Here we go again. And at fullback is Jack Welsby for the second week in a row. Pace, composure and telepathy with Darryl Clark. We're all on show at the Giants. A stellar game deserving of any artois. At 2 and 1 try closer to the Super League record is Ryan Hall. Ryan shows no signs of diminishing in 2024 and his work out of backfield is an example to all modern day wingers. Legend! At 3, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Super Nene McDonald. This was like watching a bird of prey stalking his lunch, and that lunch was Luke Cooley. As the man in Austin Powers said, get in my belly! Also at centre is Toby King of the Warrington Wolves. This is a big season for Toby at the wire, and he's out to prove any doubters wrong, especially those in Wakefield. Will he be good enough to take his throne in the dream team this year? We'll wait and see. At 5 for the second week in a row is Ash Andy. What a start to the new season for Ash. 3 exceptional tries already. And will somebody have a word with Niall Levels? He's still looking for Hanley from Thursday. It's not hide and seek, son. At 6, a much improved Brodie Croft. His precision of kick for that Hanley try was superb, but it was his effort and presence throughout the game that was the Croft the Rhinos have been waiting to see. At 7, his former partner in crime, Mr. Mark Sneed. Every time Sneed kicked the ball, the orchestra changed tempo at the Salford Community Stadium. He pulled the strings, he polished the brass, and as for the percussion, they sang every note. At 8, how do you like it? Wholemeal, white, 50-50? Well, the Robins like it wit. Jai Whitbread showed why he's perhaps one of the most workmanlike and effective props in the league, and display on both sides of the ball to be proud of. Quality! And at number 9 will be Jez Litton, thrown the kicking tee by Willie Peters. And he says, not a problem, sir. I'll kick you 5 from 5. A beautiful try assist as well. He was at it from dummy half throughout the game. Mr. Litton, what a performance. Congratulations, sir. At 10, it had to be Paul Vaughan. Yet again, his post-contact meters were a sight to behold. Like all good front rowers, Vaughan's powerful runs instilled confidence in his teammates to follow him over the top and into battle. In second row had to be Sam Stone. Sam is becoming a complete number 11, isn't he, on that left edge for the Salford Red Devils. 2 typical Stone tries, but some of his work in defence ensured his team were not going to be denied against the Castleford Tigers. Joining him was Curtis Sivernon. The only thing that was missing was a deserved try for this man. With ball in hand, Curtis rivaled the front rowers with his tenacity, whilst in defence he turned up with evil intent. And finally, well, it's finally here. Morgan Knowles is in the team of the week. We know that Morgan is a fine player, and this performance was befitting of all the hype like Sivernon, Knowles, Sean at the John Smith Stadium. And guess what? We're not bitter to have him at number 13. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your team of the week for round number 2. So there you go. The team of the week is in the record books for another week. Reggie, what was your favourite there?
I'm not so sure about the Austin Powers reference. Stella Artois is always a fine point with me, sir.
It is. I personally like the choice of breads as well for Jai. But
yeah,
that was when I was at the very top draw. You gotta have a bit of fun with it, mate. You gotta have a bit of fun with it. But over to you, Craig. Team of the week. What did you make of that?
But yeah, really good choices. I agreed with pretty much all of it. To be fair, like they're all spot on choices. It was I felt Makerson may have slipped in there, but you know, most of them I'm pretty sure of. Like spot on. I think did a good job. Like, well done.
Cheers, pal. Yeah, Tommy had a brilliant game, and it was a toss up between him and Ryan Hall. It was a close one, that one, I have to say. Steph, any arguments with the team of the week?
No, and I think Paul Vaughan for me and Sam Stone to give a bit of forwards love as the next lead player as well. I thought Stone was brilliant in that game. Like Reggie said, one of the games of the week, and I thought he really shone in that one. So
yeah, I thought Fitzgibbon was unlucky not to get in there, but
yeah, there's a few not unlucky not to get in there, but no, really.
No, it was a close run again. Fitzgibbon, he came a close third. Fitzgibbon, but we're not biased. We're not biased. Nope. Sam Stone and Curtis got the nod in this one. That's the team of the week in the record books for another week. Greg's favourite part of the week has come and gone. But there you can see Greg Roach is also a bit of a fan of the puns when it comes to team of the week. Thanks for your support, Greg. As always, a fine Team Talk member is our Mr. Roach. I'm sure you'll be hearing his dulcet tones yet again this Monday morning on the way to work. A great contribution in this week's show. Right, okay. Let's, we're going to have to move on, aren't we? We're going to have to move on now at a pace. So it's now time to get into round number 3. Can't wait for round number 3. And before we do, let's hear from our sponsor. Here we go.
Love that crunch.
Let me add a little bit of spice.
Yes, if you like a little punt on Super League, make sure you get yourself over to Rugby League 3/4. Great fun there. If you like a bet, join the community just like yourselves, discuss the latest odds and accumulators and have a bit of fun along the way. Right, here come the round 3 fixtures, and there's some absolute little belters in this one, I have to say. Starting with, of course, the Saints. They're going up against the Leopards. Should be a belter of a game there at the Totally Wicked. Then the Warrington Wolves, they entertain the Castleford Tigers. The Wigan Warriors go up against the Huddersfield Giants. The Rhinos welcome the Dragons. The Salford Red Devils take on the Robins, and Hull FC take on the Brisbane Broncos. So really good games to look forward to this week. Right, let's take a look at that first one then. The one that will be, of course, interesting. Our good friend Mr. Sale, and yeah, here we go. St Helens currently third in the league. Third last year in the league. Fifth, of course, for the Leopards. Last year, round 4, it was 20 points to 12 at the Leopards. Then the Challenge Cup, of course, 12-10 to the Leopards. Round 25, Saints getting one back, 22 points to 12. Saints currently first and flying. Lee only playing one game at this point in time. Of course, we must remember that in 9th. The current odds 2-13 the way of St Helens, 9-2. Bit of value there. Obviously, the Amon and Pape, that's going to really affect the Lee Leopards a little bit, you think. Going into this one, Jack, don't know why I've got lost. They did lose to Huddersfield, of course they did. Jack Wellesby, the player to watch, obviously, and Lachlan Lamb. We need Lachlan Lamb having a bit of a game, don't we, really, in this one for the Lee Leopards. Before we have a chat on the screen, let's just bring people up to speed with how these two teams could line up and who might be missing. We know Mone's missing. We know Pape's missing. Looks like Latelli's going to be playing. Matty Lee's doubtful. He went to hospital after Huddersfield. That was pretty grim to hear about that. Coughing up blood at the end of the game. Luckily, he's okay recovering home. We send him our best wishes. Joe Batchelor, Moses Mbai, they were missing last week, but they hope to be in contention this week. Still no party. He's a long-term absentee. As for the Lee Leopards, Brad Dwyer could be making his debut. Of course, he's gone in there from the Warrington Wolves. Latelli, of course, will now be playing, and Nathan Wild is expected. He's not going to be playing until May. As it's your team, Steph, we will start with you. With the loss of Ipape, now Amone as well, is this going to be a bit too challenging for you, do you think?
It's going to be tough, 100%. You know, those are two massive players for us. I mean, I can't believe Warrington have let the best hooker come to us, but that's the, there we go. So hopefully that should plug the gap a little bit. But no, joking aside, I mean, we lost to Huddersfield, and then we saw what Huddersfield had at St Helens did to Huddersfield, kind of things. So you've got to, Hart's got to rule the head on this one for me. If we can get anything out of it, then I'd be amazed. I've gone 9-17 St Helens.
I got you at 18 plus for St Helens, which surprised me.
Right, yeah. No.
Did you change your mind?
No, Saints 9-17. I'm looking at the text message I sent you. Yeah.
Did you? Oh, yeah. I had you.
Hang on.
Yeah, it must be.
I accept apologies.
No, my apologies. Yeah, you did say 9-17. My apologies. You did. Greg, over to you on this one. If Saints are as white hot as they were in that second half against Huddersfield, the spine this year for Saints is looking a little bit. It has to be said. Could this become a cricket score?
It's got the potential. Two things. One thing could go either for or against Lee this week, and it's the fact that they didn't play this weekend. Obviously, suspensions aren't going to help them, but I think Lee would have been stung by that first game. Lee are better than they showed on that first weekend. Yeah. It has got the potential to be a cricket score if Saints put performance on. I just get a feeling that it might be a lot closer than people think, and I've gone Saints 9-17 as well.
Fair enough. Yeah, there you go, 9-17 as well. Right, okay. We come to Craig. Craig, of course, you're going to back Saints, aren't you?
Yes. The week off, I think, could have helped Lee, and the extra week's rest is only going to profit them. But I think after last week's performance, Saints were so professional in everything they did, and they've not been a complete team yet. They've not given that complete performance, and Saints did last week. So I think Saints by 10. I'm going with
Only 10.
only 10.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've gone Saints 9-17. The fans forum have seen this as 18 plus to Saints, which is interesting.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, Gary Schofield's gone 9-17 Saints as well. I just think, you know, and I think Craig said it earlier on, you know, it's that old phrase. I know we had a bit of a laugh at the start of the season on the trailer in terms of count the Saints off at your peril, but I have to say, the more you look at it, I think the acquisitions that they brought in this season, if they can stay injury-free in some key areas, I do think they can ill afford to lose the likes of Wormsley. That would have a hammer blow to the season in the front row. The spine in every team is as you know, Steph, is vitally important in terms of every side. But you look at the three quarters. I mean, Wonga Blake's not even hit top gear yet, and he looks a unit as well. They've got Conrad Hall that can slot in there as well.
Yeah.
And the back rows, as with most teams, the back row forwards at Saints, I mean, you know, they can afford to lose. I mean, James Bell had another decent game against Huddersfield. We love a bit of James Bell, don't we? So yeah, nice to say. No love at all for the Lee Leopards in this one. Which, when you think, you know, a year on, I don't think we'd have had a clean slate for Saints going into this game last year. But I think
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think they did. No, I think if I tell you what, Steph, if you go back to that last game that you played, there would have been a bit of love for Lee in that last game of the season again when you played him at the back end of the season last year. But I think with the losses that you've had, in, you know, the now Amone as well, and the way Saints have started the season, wow, just simply wow is all we would say about Saints going into this one. Right, let's now go to Joel's game. The Huddersfield Giants, of course, will be travelling to the Wigan Warriors, the champions last year, going up against 9th place Huddersfield Giants. They played each other a couple of times last year. Wigan came out on top in both. A very tight game at the Giants, 14-12 last year in round 5, but Wigan 22-6 in this corresponding fixture, round 17 last year. Wigan in 4th, having only played 1, 8 for the Giants. Look at the game odds: 1-6, the World Cup champions; 9-2, the Giants. Of course, Wigan won their first game against the Tigers, and of course beat Penrith last week. As for the Giants, a win and a loss for them. Players to watch out for: Bevan French, without question; Essen Masters, who's had a phenomenal start to the season. Let's just go for it. Unlikely that Cruz Lehman will play. I just don't see how he can get himself back on the field for this week. Liam Byrne, he would opt with a HIA. Not heard the outcome of that, but I think it's fair to say with what they've got up front. Again, Cooper might be a doubt as well. Luke Thompson, though, he's back. And again, the bags of riches that Matt Pete's got. You know, you can lose the likes of Liam Byrne, and you can lose the like maybe Mike Cooper, who I thought came on and had a belting second half, you know, with his injury for you, Craig. But Luke Thompson is back. Still no Sam Walters, still no Sam Hesser, Junior Nsemba and even Harvard as well. They're going to be out until April. As for the Giants, Luke Yates, of course, is still suspended. Harry Rushton, long-term absentee. Andre Savelio, he's not going to be back. Joe Greenwood may be back for this one. And the question, I just asked this out there, new concussion protocols, I'm sure it's 14 days. If it is 14 days, isn't it? Is it 12? So Jake Connor then will be eligible for this, providing he's passed protocols. If it was 14, of course, he'd still be out. So Connor should be back for Huddersfield. Right, as it's your team, Craig, we'll come to you. Will there be a hangover from all those Peronis that your boy enjoyed on Saturday night, and rightly so? Or do you think they'll still have too much for the Huddersfield Giants?
I think the Matty Pete way is fully in orchestra now, and he won't let a win at home, but a week after the World Cup Challenge won't. I think he's going to install into the players a win is what we need to go for now. I think a day after a celebration, we go into this next game as a win. And I think Huddersfield will probably go and expect this game to be like, yeah, you know, we could get a result, but I think we're going to be fully focused, and I would like to say we could play some, you know, Junior and Sambo and that, but obviously people are out. But I think we're going to be fully up for this, and I think Huddersfield might be looking for a result, and I think they're going to be hit by a hard wall of Wigan. And with £5 season tickets, tickets for the game, and for the Huddersfield fans as well, I think it's going to be a big crowd. Wigan coming off the back of a big win. I think Wigan by 20.
How big a loss could, in the same spirit of Izzy Pape, it looks like Cruz leaving, perhaps if it weren't the World Club Championship, I don't think he'd have played. He's clearly aggravated it. Hopefully he's not aggravated it to the point where he's going to be out for a sustained period of time. But if he has, based on his first 2 appearances for you, that's going to be a hammer. I mean, obviously, Brad O'Neill's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I'm a bit surprised that you haven't come for Warrington's best hooker either.
I think Brad O'Neill did a great job when he come on.
You didn't get that.
He's not taking me on, is it? Outstanding. Right, Greg, we'll come round to you. Wigan, look, outstanding for the British game. We've said that. Congratulations to all the meat and potatoes. But yeah, Huddersfield. Huddersfield, to be fair to Huddersfield, we're competitive against Saints for that first half. And if the Matautia try doesn't happen just before half time, that could have been a different game. They stood up to Lee really well in the first game against Lee's best pack, so you've got to give them the due for that as well. Lee's unlikely to play in this one. Matautia probably will go in the front row. He looks to be somebody that they utilise. What am I about? We're Wigan, aren't we? Thompson back, of course, for Wigan. Not Wigan's best front row, of course. Havard out, Byrne probably out. But it should be a fine game, shouldn't it?
I'm hoping it. I'm hoping it's going to be. It's going to be a close one. We saw what happened to Saints last season when they flew to Australia, and they really couldn't get back into the rhythm of things for quite some time. And I doubt the boys from your neck of the woods stopped off in Singapore on the way on to Worsley Mains, but I think it does. I think the World Club Challenge. All right.
Just for the people who are watching and think what's all that about. Like I said, Craig had a dance on the WhatsApp group, the Super League Raw WhatsApp group that's gaining a bit of momentum with his missus on Saturday night. Hence the reason why Greg's saying he hopes he's better at dancing than predicting. He clearly doesn't think you're a good pundit and predictor there, Craig. Getting a bit of banter earlier. But there he is. The glass has gone up to Greg Roach. That's the way to do it. Sorry, Greg, we interrupt.
No, please. I'm always up for a bit of dancing. I think the World Club Challenge will have an effect, but I still think Wigan will win, but by 9-17. I think the effort they put in on Saturday night will take it out of them. I still think they've got enough to win. I just don't think it'll be a walkover.
Right, fair enough. Steph, where do you see this one? Your old mate Joel's watching. Be careful.
I know. Well, to be honest with you, you should be happy if I back Wigan because they'll probably win then.
Well, I'll be happy if that happens.
Yeah.
Right,
no,
great.
I think a lot of this depends on whether they keep the green and red posts, to be honest with you. So it's Friday night game, isn't it? So it's ideal for it. So hopefully they'll keep those. That'll be brilliant. No, I think the big difference with this one and the Saints World Cup Challenge is obviously they've not had to travel. They've not had to go to Australia. They've not had the jet lag. They've not had that kind of thing. So I'm sure Matty Pete will have them firmly back down to earth by now. And they'll be the ruthless Wigan we expect. So unfortunately, on this one, I've gone Wigan 18 plus.
Fair enough. As Dawn says in the chat, they've still got Patrick Mago, who was immense.
Oh, brilliant.
Night, wasn't he? Him and Dupree off the bench. Wow. I text Greg when Dupree come on. He was playing for an NRL contract. What did you think about that, Greg?
Well, yeah.
No, Craig.
Oh, sorry,
you agree with me?
Do you know, a lot's been said about Dupree, but I think my standout player was Marshall. Dupree was outstanding when he came on, but Liam Marshall was my man of the match, and he, for being such a small guy, runs at everybody, doesn't give up, he runs at everything. For me, he was my man of the match, but Dupree was awesome when he came on. I can't pick a man of the match, but they was all amazing, but I think Marshall, for me, is the unspoken hero of Wigan at the minute.
Liam Marshall is class, absolute class. And, you know, when you consider what that lad went through in the build-up, losing his mum and all the rest of it, he's one of those that the Wigan supporters must love the lad. He's that unsung. He's not glamour, but he's very effective at what he does. He's a brilliant player.
I think the biggest thing with that as well was like I saw reports and stuff that the whole Wigan team went to his mum's funeral earlier in the week, and Matty Peake said to them, "This is the biggest thing we're going to do this week." And that to me, if you're going to galvanise a team and be in a team sport, that there's no bigger thing you can do for somebody than that, and that's probably one of the main reasons why they won that World Cup challenge. I thought.
Spot on. Somebody in the chat there, again, Facebook user, you need to go on the official Super League Raw page. We believe, but that's a great bit of a stat there. Dupree at Wigan has won a trophy every 3.6 games on average. That is it. That's good go. Somebody else there mentioning the try-saving tackles of Jai-Field. Absolutely. I'm going Wigan, but I'm going Wigan by 9-17. I do think there'll be a little bit of a hangover. I don't see it as an 18-pluser, but I do think Wigan will win by at least 3 scores on the night. Joel, as you'd expect, he's gone 1-8 Huddersfield. Good luck with that, sir. And Gary Schofield, he's gone Wigan 18+.
We might get some points back on Joel this week.
And if you've joined us late, guys, great incentive for you to go over to the official page and follow that. There is a competition that we've launched tonight. More details will come on Facebook either tonight or tomorrow. We are putting up, did I say 20 or 25? I can't remember.
25. A
£25 voucher for your club shop on the line. All you need to do is follow the official Super League Raw page, go over to YouTube and subscribe to YouTube, share the page with your family and friends, share the competition with your family and friends, and then in the Super League Raw post for the competition, just write done. That's it, done. And you're in the draw. And this time next week, we will be doing a draw for 25 quid, free to enter. And you could be going down to your club shop and buying yourself half a rugby shirt like Greg. But there you go, happy days. So right, we move on. Let's keep the momentum going. We now go to the Halliwell Jones Stadium on Friday night. Warrington will be welcoming the Castleford Tigers. Warrington last year 6th, Tigers 11th, and you can see there some big scores in round 24 at the Halliwell last year. Steph, you were with us 66 points to 12 in round 24. Round 16, that was at the Jungle. The Tigers 23, Warrington 14. A win for the Tigers. That was a dark day. That was during the bad run. And then round 6, of course, who can forget that game when Warrington were really in the stride, 38 points to 0 at Castleford when they were white hot during that one. Currently position 5th, Warrington 10th, the Tigers, 1-7 on Warrington Wolves, 5-1 if you like a bit of value for Castleford Tigers. Warrington a loss and a win, 2 losses. The place to watch, we have to say Leon Hayes. Leon Hayes is going to get a run of games. Of course, George Williams is out for this one. And Rowan Milnes, Danny Richardson, he failed a HIA, we're led to believe. So Rowan Milnes is now fit. And, don't know what we're doing there. What's going on there? Dear me, we're going, it's all over the place. Rowan Mills is going to get a run of games for Castleford Tigers, and we like Rowan Mills. I think his acquisition from OKR, he's going to be getting a bit of game time, and I'm going to be interested to see how he takes to that. Right, before we go around, let's just complete the look at the two sides. George Williams, like I say, he's going to be out. No Roderick Ty, no Matty Nicholson. They're going to be out for the foreseeable. Geordie Crowther needed an HI at the end of the Catalan games, but he could be available for this. We'd expect he would be. Obviously, no Luke Thomas. We know that. And, of course, no Joe Bullock. He's off to Hull. He's gone to Hull FC, as is Matty Russell. So they're not going to be there, and neither's going to be Brad Dwyer. We'll talk about that when we get to the FC game. Like I already said, Danny Richardson, he won't be there for this one. Paul McShane, he's out for 5 weeks. Hammer blow that for the Tigers. Alex Mellor, he's not expected to be back for this one. Sylvester Namo, he's not going to be there. George Griffin's out. Liam Watts is still suspended. So still quite a lot of absentees. But again, I'm going to start with you, Greg, because it's Warrington. A lot of spirit shown in the first 2 games by the Tigers. Warrington can't take this lightly for me. I've seen enough in the cast. I think the 2 centres, Ward and Broadbent, there's bags of quality there. Go on. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think Sam Burgess said today he's playing the same team against Castleford. Crowther won't be back. He's going to stick with Curry at loose and Holdroyd in the second row. So it's the same team. I think, I'd like to see Warrington play against 13 men for 80 minutes, if I'm being honest. It's not happened this season yet. I thought Castleford were, we've all said about against Wigan. They showed up. They were plucky against Wigan until the red card. We were awful against Catalan against 12 men. We weren't much better against Hull until the last kind of 15, 20 minutes. I've gone for Warrington by 18 plus because I think they have to this week. I think it has to click this week. And Burgess has put faith in some young players. Carsten, I defended you before, mate. Won't be doing that again.
Carsten, for those on the podcast, has gone cast by 2.
Yeah, I'm sending that Creative Swiss beer back. I think Wire 18 plus.
Fair play. Steph, round to yourself. Warrington, Casford.
Yeah, it's one of the really things, and going back to Sam Burgess as well. I think one of the nice things is he's referencing the Warrington players in this team, especially the left edge kind of thing. So that's been great for me, and I think that can only get the momentum going for Warrington. This last year was my second favourite fixture behind Wembley. I got to experience the King's Head. And if you want to have a look at some videos on Super League Raw, then go back and look at this one from last year.
We danced as bad as Craig.
We did dance as bad as Craig, absolutely. You never know. I might even make a cheeky appearance on Saturday night for this.
Oh, that'd be marvellous.
It'd be better if you went on Friday, Steph.
It'll be Friday, yeah.
Friday night, sorry.
Yeah, you won't be coming, mate. You'll be at Saints.
I'll be at Saints. Oh, no, I thought it was Saturday.
No. Friday.
Oh, well, no, I won't be coming. Maybe is it not a Luke fixture this early on? Do you not play him again at home?
Possibly.
Well, we'll see. Anyway,
as Graham Wright says, you've never lived until you've experienced the King's Head. He's absolutely
right. The King's Head. If you've not been the King's Head, you've never lived. Joking aside, I think Castleford are really up against it. They've got some big players out. Warrington haven't really. They've got pretty much the full strength team. If it's not 18 plus, then you may as well pack your bag. Sam Burgess on this one, I think. But I've no doubts. I think Warrington are going to put a score on Castleford this week.
Fair enough. So you're going big. You're going big. I mean, and do you know what? I think I've got big as well on this one. I think Warrington. I've got Warrington 18 plus.
Even without your best hooker.
Even without the best hooker. Come to Craig. Obviously, he loves the wire, doesn't he? Craig, how do you see this one?
Casford are playing good rugby, and they have to win and turn someone over at some time. And they were unlucky the last 2 games with the results and red cards and stuff, and it's going to click at some point. I don't think it will be this week. I think Wire at home 2 weeks in a row are going to be a little bit too strong, but I don't see it being a big result. I don't think it's going to be plus 18 or anything. I think it's going to be like a close game. I see Cass being in it all the way, like they've proved all year so far, both rounds. I think Wire by 6.
Wow,
that's a tight
game. Do you think though that Wire put 60 on them last year, and I think Cass is, they've probably got a worse team this year than they had last year.
Chance. No, Cass are a completely different team to last year. They've shown that in the first 2 performances. George Williams is missing. He controls the game for Wire. He's missing. How are they going to cope without him this year? How are they going to cope? We've not seen it. It's not been proven yet. How are they going to cope? Sam, he's come in, he's doing a great job. He's doing unbelievable, but it's not proven. Nothing is proven yet. We've not seen anything amazing from Wire yet. Cass, I've turned up 2 weeks in a row, played great rugby, and you're missing George Williams. Wire by 6.
We're not laughing at you, Craig. We're laughing at Dawn.
So Dawn, for those on the podcast, has just come in, loving the talk about hookers. Imagine somebody dropping in on this group by accident and hearing 4 guys talking about the best hooker. Dawn, that is comedy comedy gold. I have to say as well, I do love a bit of Craig. Craig is fastly becoming my favourite pie eater. But what's been quite interesting about Craig here, he's been more spiky about Warrington than he was against Saints. So a bit of touche here. Craig, we know you cheated on Saturday, but you've got 5 stars now, not 4, mate. He's showing 4 stars on his shirt. So, mate, we know you can still count the one that you cheated on, mate. Don't worry about that.
Do you know when they get 5 stars? Does that mean they can do the Big Macs?
No, mate, they'll be singing Can't Wait Another Minute. Mate. They'll be Can't Wait Another Minute and Systematics and all that. He's not rising, is he? Look at him. Yeah, good lad, outstanding. Gary Schofield, he's gone the wire 9-17. Joel's gone the wire 9-17. A lot of love in the room for the wire going into this one. Right, we now go to Saturday, and we're going to go now to the game of the week. So let's do a trailer for game of the week. Here it is. So there you go, the game of the week this week. We have chosen the Leeds Rhinos against the Catalan Dragons. That will be uploading for you on Saturday morning. A full half an hour's preview of the game, the usual stats, the usual thing that we do for game of the week. Why is it game of the week? Well, quite frankly, I think this is a big one for Rowan Smith. Won first game, lost the second, needs to strike back at Headingley. And as for the Catalan Dragons, well, 2 very, very impressive displays. If they was to go to Headingley and notch up a 3rd win, having beaten Warrington at home, and dispatched London incredibly professional. But this, as a backup to that Warrington game, would show a real statement of intent for me for Catalan. I think these served up a great game, if you remember, on Channel 4 last year, the corresponding fixture as well. So I think without doubt it is the game of the week. This is how it looks. Of course, last year Leeds missing out the playoffs in the 8th, Catalan 2nd. As you look at it there, round 26, who can forget that? 61-0 in Perpignan in round 26 on the way to the playoffs. They were white hot that day with the Catalan Dragons. In round 6, who can forget Leeds coming up? They were getting battered in that first half, if you remember, gents. And then, brought themselves up off the canvas to win 32 points to 22. Current league position, 2nd and 7th. Current game odds, 10 to nothing. I mean, the bookies can't separate them, really. 10 to 11 Leeds, 20 to 21 the Catalan Dragons. As you can see there, the Rhinos are winning a loss. 2 wins. Ash Handley in exceptional, blistering form season. And I have to say, the player to watch, and like I say, we mentioned this to Mike Meekin today, get ready for the in-conversation with him, Jaden Nicarima. This guy, for me, could potentially be the signing of the season based on what I've seen already. He's got in blistering pace. He looks one hell of a player. The Rhinos, waiting on results for Nikolai Lensky's shoulder. He's a doubt, which is interesting. David Foster 2 is out until April. Morgan Gannon, 3 months, he's gone. Darrell Alfertz, he's gone. James McDonnell and Tom Allroyd missed the opening 2 games, but could be back for this one. Of course, we found out tonight, no Sam Lizone. James Donaldson as well, I think. I've not heard that his ban has been overturned, so he's not going to be there. As for the Catalan Dragons, Takiaho, he's still out. Manu Mao, he's out. Tangai Zelen out. And of course, Paul Seguer and Mickey McAloran are still suspended going into this one. Right, I think, Steph, it's your turn. Game of the week? Should be.
Yeah, I think it could have been. I think the bans and the suspensions and the injuries are going to have a big effect on this one. Specifically, Donaldson and Lissoni for Leeds, I think are going to be massive losses for them. When you're going against a pack like Catalan, it's going to be a massive loss for them, definitely. I went Catalan 9-17 on this one. I think it could protect. I don't know if I'm allowed to amend my thing, but it is at Leeds, isn't it? It's at Leeds.
It's at Leeds, yeah.
No, I'll keep it at 9-17. I think there's potential for Catalan to run away with it based on the way that just Catalan have been playing. They've been unbelievable, and Leeds. they're still there or thereabouts for me, kind of thing. I think, but with those players out, I can only see Catalan winning, and I think the odds there from going back to the sponsor, I'm sure he's going to be having some good tips on that one. I think there's some money to be made on this game.
Coming to yourself, Craig, you mentioned about Saints. I mean, in our previous shows for the season, we were a bit what we were going to get with Catalan this year, with the outs and the ins, etc. But you mentioned Saints. Doesn't look like Steve McNamara's men are going far from you either.
No, I completely agree. I think they've been completely professional. Everything's rounded. They're getting the wins, even though not particularly playing at their Catalan best. I think Leeds are still a team in transition under Rowan. I think they're getting there. I think by the back end of the year, we're going to see a different Leeds side. I think the typical Leeds come in strong at the end of the year, but I think they're growing every game and they're getting better. But for me, even with the losses for Leeds, I'm seeing Cats 9-17 as well.
You're seeing Cats 9-17. Fair enough. Greg, your thoughts on Catalan Dragons, mate, Leeds?
I think it's going to be quite tight, actually. I've gone Catalan 1-8. I don't know if Catalan have been home this week or whether they've been based over here.
No, they've been in France.
Have they gone back?
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, travelling back and travelling there and travelling back. I know it's not a great ordeal, but it will have disrupted a little bit of training. I always think it's a little unfair for Catalan that they get 2 away games on the bounce. I think Catalan are going to win 1-8.
Your thoughts on Nicarima, mate? Been impressed?
Awesome. He looks awesome.
Him and Morg, the pace is just frightening.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite a big lad as well, isn't he? I was surprised.
Yeah.
Nick could very well be the star of Super League this year.
He could have come from absolutely nowhere and still the show if Catalan go well. Gary Schofield, he sees it 9-17. I see it Catalan 9-17. Joel sees it Catalan 1-8, as do you. So all Catalan, everybody's gone Catalan. The fans forum have gone to Catalan 9-17. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it serves up a great treat. Last year's fixture was really, really good. Really enjoyed that game last year on Channel 4. Let's hope it is just as good. Right, also on Saturday is going to be the Salford Red Devils taking on Hull KR. Salford, of course, a win at the weekend against Castleford. 2 wins in a row for Hull KR. They've started the season really well. Last year, Salford missed out on the playoffs. Hull KR got 4th. They played each other 4 times last year, these two. In round 26 at KR, it was 12-0 to KR. In the Challenge Cup quarter-final, of course, KR beat them 28-10. Magic weekend, it was the Red Devils. That was a great game as well. So really good. Some great tries that day. Minchella's is in my head on that. He scored a belter that day. 26 points to 16, a win for Salford. And then round 2, it was 24-10 to KR. So 3-1 that season in favour of KR. Currently positioned 3rd for KR, 6th for Salford Red Devils. The game odds 2-1 Salford Red Devils, 2-5 the KR. Players to watch. I think Nene McDonald for 2 games running, especially in attack, has been very, very impressive. Meters made and what he's been doing in the attacking phases. You can't really say anything but Mikey Lewis, really, the lad's box office, isn't he? Before I go around the room, Ollie Partington, potential concern, but good news, Ollie Partington will also be a future In Conversation guest. That's been, I'm in conversations with Ollie, that's going to happen, which is fantastic. Ethan Ryan, he's going to miss, he's missing. Adam Sidlow out, Joe Mellor still out as well. But good news, Ormond Royd, of course, he'll be playing. He got away from the match review panel. As for the Robins, Sam Luckley, Dean Hadley, they're both expected to be back, as is Matt Parcell from his suspension. So the Robins go into this pretty much fully strengthened up. Craig, you're next. So I'll come to you. Salford Red Devils against Hull KR. Impressed with KR. Can Salford create an upset here?
Yes, potentially. But I think Michael Lewis had a quiet game this week. I think he got a time off last week. If he shows up, I think the game's already over. I see KR bossing this game. I think the 4-pack's too big, and Salford. Croft had a great game for Salford. He was unbelievable. But I think KR too big, too strong, and I think they're both in my top 6 to 8 maybe 6-5, but I think KR are just going to be too strong. 2 wins in a row, coming on for it. I fancy KR by +8.
So anywhere from 1 to 8. Sneed, I think it was Sneed there, not Croft, wasn't it?
Sneed.
You're patting on the back there, yeah. Greg, over to you. Salford, KR. Impressed with KR?
Yeah, got to be. I think we tipped them to be up there or thereabouts before the
Not
season.
me, I put them 7th.
Oh, yeah, me and Steph did, I think, and I think Joel did as well.
Third for me.
Yeah, I think I had them 4th or 5th, something like that. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
It made a solid start without being particularly spectacular. I think Salford had a strong game against the spirited Castleford side on Sunday. I'm going Hull KR 1 to 8.
Yeah. So a tight one.
I think it'll be close. Yeah, I think it'll be a close game.
Fair enough. Yourself, Steph?
Yeah, I think they've to choose my words right. I think they probably flattered to deceive a little bit on KR. I think they've got the potential to. I still think they're going to be third. I still believe that. They've got Parcell coming back now with their Littons playing. That's frightening in terms of those two as hookers. Then you throw in Mikey Lewis and Tyrone May. This isn't Castleford you're playing. This is all KR. So I think it's a big difference. And the biggest concern for me was Salford's discipline last week. If they do that against OKR, then it's going to be not 18 plus, it's going to be 40 plus. But I did predict 9-17. If I can amend it, I'd put 18 plus OKR. I think OKR are going to run riot here.
Locked in, mate. Can't be doing that, mate. Locked
No.
in. Ryan Birch, Sneed and Lewis. It's going to be a good battle. I completely agree with you. Dawn Baker, of course, both Ryan and Dawn members. They will get priority. With Salford's discipline, can't see them getting close. Hull KR 9-17 for them. I myself, I've gone KR 9-17. I have to say, Steph, you know how to make friends and influence people. This isn't Castleford Tigers. This is Hull KR. The Robins fans will be buying Steph Sale beer aplenty at Craven Bar this year.
Is that true, or is it not true?
Mate, all I would say, mate, you are one hell of a schmoozer. Last week it was Dawn. This week it's the Robins faithful. I have to give you your due, mate. Absolutely outstanding. But every single one of us, get this one, Gary Schofield, he's gone 9-17. The Salford Red Devils.
He must have been on the Pinot Grigio like I am.
Yeah. Joel, he's gone KR 90. So everybody else, other than Greg's gone closer 1 to 8. But ourselves, the fans forum, Steph, and Joel, all going 9-17 for Hull KR. And then we come to Sunday, we bring the curtain down with this little nugget. Hull FC will be welcoming Mr. Eccles' London Broncos, 11th against 12. Current game odds 2-9 on Hull. I think that, based on their first 2 showings, I think that's interesting. 7-2, the London Broncos. Obviously, both coming into this game with 2 losses. I think the fullbacks are the ones to watch in this. Been really impressed with Ollie Leyland. Jack Walker played brilliantly at Warrington, and he didn't have too bad a game. I think he was one of the few Hull FC players that had a half-decent game against KR at the start of the season. I mean, as for Hull FC, guys, get ready for this. As far as we know, is Liam Sutcliffe got off with it? Has anybody told us that in the chat?
No, he's got banned.
Yeah, so he's out. They're already going in the chat in terms of who's going to win it. Oh, that's a bit. Here we go. A lot of love for London. Dawn's going 9-17 London. Ryan's going 1-8 London. Liam Sutcliffe banned. No Harvey Barron. He's an injury concern. He tweaked an hamstring against the wire. No Danny Houghton still. He's going to be missing. Brad Fash not available until he's got a serious ankle injury. Joe Cater, hamstring injury. He's not going to be there. Carlos Tumavari, still a doubt. Liam Tyndall, out. Jake Truman, out. I mean, it's a list that goes on and on and on. And then, of course, in the front pack, SASE, he's going to be out. This is his last game ban for him. Lee Ji Sao, still got 2 bans to serve. Pele, still got two bans to serve. Wow. Joe Bullock, though, has come in. Matty Russell's come in. So there's a bit of good news there for FC. As for the Broncos, Fenton Rodgers announced today that he's going from Huddersfield. When we interviewed Chris Hill for In Conversation, he had good things to say about Fenton Rodgers. He thinks he's going to have a good career. So he's going to get a bit of game.
Good young player.
So that's one to watch this weekend. How well does Fenton Rodgers go? Obviously, no Bill Leyland, no Josh Rourke. He's still out as well. Lewis Bearheckey's out. Alex Walker's out. Ethan Atoli's out. So they've got a lot of injury concerns at London, but they remained competitive right to the end against Catalans. Yes, they got well and truly battered by a quality outfit, but great spirit, great drive, great determination. A lot of love here in the chat for London. Kev Wall's going London. London will get the first win by 10, which is interesting. So the final predictions, we're going to start with you, Craig. FC.
Okay, so if there's ever a time for London to play Hull FC, this is it. So I think they're going to be up for it. I think the team are going to be ready. They're going to take their chance. And I agree with the chat. I think London, this is their time. This is their win. I was a bit rough on Hull last week, and I apologise, Dave and Danny, for the hate messages. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. But I think this is the time. This is the perfect opportunity for London to take their chance while they're playing a team, in a decline with all the injuries and suspensions. This is the time they need to make an impact and get up for this game. And I'm going London 1-8. Sorry, Hull fans, don't hate me again. But I think London, they're due a win. Come on, give them some, please.
Well, there you go. Greg, over to you. Hull FC London.
Yeah, I was impressed. I even had a little bit of sympathy for Hull last week. They had numbers. They were numbers down last week, and they put up a good fight until the red card, I thought, and still were fighting into the second half. London, yeah, as Craig says, this is if this is their chance to get their first win on the board, and I'm going Hull 18+.
Joel, over to you. What's your thoughts on this one?
I've got a new name, have I now?
Oh, Steph, I keep looking at Joel's predictions before I come to you. Go on, Steph, I tell you what, he's never looked prettier, mate. Go on, carry on.
Joel is the most flattered Huddersfield bloke he's ever met.
You look different when you shave your beard off, Joel.
Absolutely. I think everyone was listening to the podcast by the sounds of it, because I called it. I said, "This is my." I'm going with my fellow Lather, Mike Eccles, and saying this is going to be London's first win. I think you're absolutely right, Craig. If there's ever a chance to play Hull FC at Hull FC, this is the one to play them at. And I know London have got their injury issues as well, but if you're going to beat them, this is going to be the week you're going to beat them. So I've gone. I don't think it's going to be a big win by any means. It's 1-8, but I think it could be the game of the week. I know we've already got the thing, but it could be. If Salford and Castleford can be one of the best games we've watched, this can this can be one of the games we've watched all week.
Mate, so, Sunday Rugby League is back, and it's
absolutely, and that's why it's going to. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. So get tuned in and watch this one. Because
so Steph is the only man of his conviction in the panel. He's gone 1-8 London. I've got FC 9-17.
Craig went London as well, I think, didn't you, Craig?
Craig, no, yeah, but I'm sorry in terms of the prediction league, but yeah, Craig's gone London, absolutely. I'm sure he put his vote in on the fans forum. Gary Schofield, 18+ Hull FC. Greg, you've got 18+. Joel has gone 9-17, as have I. The fans forum see this as Hull FC 18+ as well. But Mr. Sale has gone 9-17. So these are the predictions. As you can see, everybody going Saints. The only exception is the fans form 18+. Everybody going Warrington, ranging between 9-17 and 18+. Everybody bar Joel going with Wigan. Everybody going Catalan. Again, a range of scores there. Everybody bar Gary, he's going Hull KR this week. And as you can see, everybody by Steph is going Hull FC this week. Who's to say where the prediction league will be by the end of this week. Guys, it's an hour and 47 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What a great night of chat and merriment. I'm going to come to Craig first, if you permit me, boys. Craig, as a Team Talk member, thank you very much indeed for your support. We've invited you on your debut, Craig, on Super League Royal Weekly. How have you found it, mate?
Oh, amazing. Like, if you're going to come on this channel, guys, know your shit. Sorry. Oh.
Language! What's going on? No.
Nah, honestly, know your stuff. Like, these guys know everything, and their knowledge is amazing. And it's, even if you're not a fan of everything, these guys will teach you everything. Like, it's amazing to be a part of this. You guys have broadened my horizons on a lot of things, and I'm happy to say, like, I'm a member of this, and, you know, I'm a part of this journey now. So I'm forever thankful. Thank you.
Good man. And if we invite you back in the future as our resident piety, will you be coming back for a chat?
I won't drink.
You won't drink. You won't drink. You're doing so well. Yellow card. But yeah, we will get you back later in the season, mate. There's no doubt about that. Really appreciate your company. Thanks for coming along. Greg, great night of chat around Super League.
Oh, I enjoyed it. And can I just say good evening to a certain Mr. Pickering who's watching us. You know who you are.
Mr. Pickering knows who we are. We've also got Tony Pennington saying he's joining us this week. I hope more are going to join you as well, Tony. The benefits are going to keep getting bigger and better. There's a season ticket prize, 25 quid for free is coming up just for subscribing. It's the tip of the iceberg. We've got the Super League Raw pub quiz coming for Six Again and Team Talk members in April. That's one not to be missed. The ripple effect from that will be fantastic. There's so much good stuff coming down the pipe. And even Mr. Sale is already swatting up right now to not make a complete and utter embarrassment of himself at the pub quiz, aren't you, Steph?
Not that far, Dave. No, but in all seriousness, from a membership point of view, we all know this show's free. You know, you're always going to be watching it for free on YouTube, on Facebook, stuff like that. The membership is all about making this show better. And if you can see the difference from this year to last year straight away, we're engaging with the fans, the comments are coming up. And that's one of the big things, is the more people who become members, the more your voices will be heard on this show as well. So if you can sign up, and you may even get be Craig coming on the show and me coming on the show, and that's what it's all about. So,
absolutely. We do this for the fans, and we're fans. We love the game.
And Dave does it for the fans, and the amount of hours he puts in is unbelievable. Yes. So if you want an even better show than what it is, yes, you can watch it for free, but if you can help out, if you can subscribe, and even if it's the lowest form of membership, every little bit helps. And this show will just go from strength to strength.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to get reinvested into the show, guys, and it is, hence the prizes and everything like that. But yeah, it's about 40 hours a week, guys. That's what it is. I'll just be dead straight with you all. It's about 40 hours a week I'm putting into this, and £2.99 a month to show your support to me. All I would say is, if I was where you are, I'd be joining this membership, because it gets you a great entertainment on a Tuesday with these lads. You've now got the Final Whistle podcast, game of the week, in the sheds, pub quizzes coming, mastermind at the end of the season. The list goes on and on and on. Get supporting us, guys. And look, and for those people who are on podcast, can I just say, the podcast, the Final Whistle podcast, over 200 people downloaded the Final Whistle in week 1, and it's on its way to 200 again this week as well, which is absolutely outstanding. Brilliant. So, a new podcast, and even that's going from strength to strength. So thank you to everybody. Just by downloading, you're supporting, but we really do need those memberships, because, as Steph says, we'll make this show bigger and better. We'll invest in better technology. We'll give money back to you, the fans. We'll give money back to the game. That's why those vouchers are linked to the shops. We want you to go and spend it at Super League grounds to keep the revenue coming in to your club. That's what it's all about. We're doing this, guys, for the right reasons. And to quote Chris Hill, when I was in conversation, Dave, the game needs Super League Raw. That's what he said to me. So happy days. Great point there from Chris. Well, guys, thanks for your chat, for time this evening. Guys, don't go anywhere because it's back. We're now into round number 2, and we always go out on Super League Raw. Always go out. His membership's nothing for overseas viewers. Absolutely not, Carsten. Absolutely not. Get on Patreon. Go on, so we accept rubles and everything here, mate. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, we always go out, guys, with top performers, the accumulative top performers of Super League. Some phenomenal starts to the season by some of the players. Still 4 stars. He's still not showing off his cheating one. Isn't Craig? But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go out. We're going to go out with the top performers after 2 rounds. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock. You can't beat a bit of weekly. Get ready for the Final Whistle podcast on Monday. It's all coming off. There's too much to talk about. Mike McMeekin's coming. Oh, happy days. We will be back 8 o'clock next week. Enjoy your rugby this weekend. You can't beat a bit of weekly. And rugby league is the greatest sport on earth. Here come the top performers. Bye for now.
See you next week, guys.
Here are your top performers in Super League after 2 rounds played. Leading the try-scoring chart is Ash Handley of the Leeds Rhinos and Matt Whitley of St Helens with 3 tries. The top assister in Super League is Mark Sneed of Salford Red Devils, but with ball in hand and off the boot with 4. The most meters made is Ash Handley with 364 for the Leeds Rhinos. Top tackle buster is Ryan Hall of Hull KR with 13. The man who has done the most clean breaks after 2 rounds is Jack Welsby of St Helens with 3. The most offloads in Super League with 7 apiece is Nixon Putt of the Casper Tigers and Hakeem Maludi of the London Broncos. Our meter maker Mr Paul Vaughan leads the charge with 299 metres for the Warrington Wolves. The most tackles go to Dean Parata of the London Broncos, 111. And finally, the top goal kicker after 2 rounds is shared. Mark Sneed of the Red Devils and Alpha Moores of Catalans Dragons with 9. These were your top performers after round 2.